we have award-winning entrepreneur, inventor, speaker, mentor, author, international brand. You've even received a Lifetime Achievement Award for your long-lasting success, so congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Talking about Debbie Meyer, who's joining us today. My name is Marlo Smith. I don't have all those accolades, but still to come.
Oh.
Still to come. You never know what the future holds. We're going to be talking about the Debbie Meyer Genius Sponges, and you're going to receive a set of 12 of them. They are an incredible customer pick, and today they are at a price break, which simply means they are on sale. They're in FlexPay for $8.48. Now, Debbie Meyer, people are saying, I can go down aisle 5 of my local supermarket to get a sponge. Why buy your sponges, right?
You get these sponges.
What's different?
Okay, this is what's different. These sponges, you know I'm about the science. You know about it from my green bags and my green boxes, so I wanted to deal with sponges scientifically. I did not want to deal with them just like a regular sponge. So I worked out a sponge that has, again, a proprietary formula within this sponge made of natural ingredients that will, here, listen to this carefully, will inhibit the growth of molds and bacteria in or on the sponge for the life of the sponge. Independent, laboratory tested, and proven. So if you want to know what happens to that stinky sponge you got now, let's look at this tape for a moment that was actually made by the independent laboratory that tested my sponges. They said your ordinary sponge, if you could see that close, would look like that. And that's not just honoring the sponge, it's multiplying and growing and stinking. If you simply switch to one of my sponges, here's the difference. You may pick up some of those things, but they cannot live on or in my sponge for the life of the sponge. And what do you do to take care of it? Nothing. You rinse it out, put it down. Next time you go to pick it up, it's a new sponge. So you're going to get 12 of my sponges. And
That's
I said
incredible.
They last longer, right? How is this economical for you? Well, every one of my sponges lasts the equivalent of 15 ordinary sponges. All right, nobody wants to do math in the morning, so I'll do it for you. When you buy 12 of my sponges, this is what you don't have to buy. Come on up here.
Whoa.
180 of ordinary sponges. That's what you're not going to buy. Come on, you know what sponges cost. So you don't have to do that. That's what you're not going to need any longer. And one of the reasons you don't want them is that those sponges actually have nooks and crannies. Have a look at this sponge. This is an ordinary sponge.
Gross.
That was held on. Look at that.
Yuck.
That's, when you walk past your sink and you think something smells in your sink, it isn't your sink. It is your sponge.
Right.
Because that material that's in there is rotting. It's multiplying. It's disgusting. So you want to get rid of that.
They're gross.
We're talking about stuff like staph, E. coli, MRSA, black mold. Those are scary things, and including some things that you can't pronounce.
And then we take them and we wipe our countertops and we wipe the handles, you know, of the doors and the knobs.
You need to get rid of that.
Yeah, you don't want to use that at all.
So just so you also know that each of my sponges holds 22 times its own weight in liquid. So I've just spilled, I hope you can pick, there it is. See that? I'm not going to do anything to this sponge other than set it down on the spill. And you're going to watch. See, the water is actually walking into the sponge. Can you come overhead at that? Because you can't see it really clear. There it is. It's actually, I'll get out of the shadow. It's actually picked up all that water. Look at this. It's done it by itself. You don't have to do it. So if you spill something, this is what all I do. I just throw the sponge down on top of the spill. That's it.
So these sponges are not only going to last 15 times longer than the comparative sponges that you find in the supermarket, but the biggest part about these sponges and why you want them is because they have been shown in an independent lab test to inhibit the growth of bacteria and mold on the sponge itself. So you think about all of the traditional sponges that we're using, and they're harboring all of that yucky stuff and all the stuff that we don't want to spread on our countertops, on the handles, on the stove, on the cabinets. Can you imagine even if you're wiping down, like, you know, the babies, toys and the things that they're eating on?
And when you think about all that, and you're spreading it around, all I want you to do is think about the fact that my sponges are like a brand new sponge every time you pick them up.
Yeah, that's great.
Because once you rinse them out with water, you don't need any. You do not need any chemicals whatsoever. You do not want to microwave your sponge. I hear people say they microwave a sponge.
Well, that's how they say to get rid of the bad stuff.
I cook in there. I don't want it. Do you want to stick something like this?
Use it to disinfect.
No, I don't want more bleach in my life. I don't want chemicals in my life. So all you do is rinse it with cool, clear water. Now listen to this. There's also a scrubber side. Well, the scrubber side is made of the exact same material as the front. It's just a different formulation to make it rougher. That is also a very safe scrubber. Well, if you have ever scrubbed out scrambled eggs from a pan, and then you had to pick out the scrambled eggs afterwards because it's stuck in there.
We can all relate to that.
This doesn't happen with my scrubber. It rinses as clean as the sponge does, has the same properties, will inhibit the growth in or on that scrubber for the life of the sponge.
Well, I gotta say this, one thing about it is that on our website, we actually allow everyone to give our products a grade. I mean, there's not a better way to describe it. And you have made this product a customer pick. That's very meaningful to me because we don't go in and edit those reviews. And listen, we know that we can find sponges everywhere, to the five and dime store, to the dollar, you know, to all these stores that are out there. I mean, they're easy to find. But this one is so unique. Not only is it made better, it's more efficient, it's more effective, but it's been shown to be effective against staph, E. coli, salmonella, and some black mold. And so you think about all the things that we're wiping down, from the placemats to washing your dishes, to your cutlery, to your glassware, to your tables, your countertops. And we get these sponges and we just start wiping everywhere. But are you wiping all of the nasty, grimy germ stuff all over, or are you starting off with a nice clean sponge all the time?
Here's the difference, all right?
Easy decision to make.
When I'm going to clean off my grandchildren's teething toys, which sponge do you really think I'm going to use? Don't think of it only just for kitchen as well. It is for the bathroom. It's for outside. We keep these out in the garage because, you know, you still find that crusty old sponge that you use to detail your car. Disgusting. All you do is rinse this out, and think about bathrooms. Where do you have the most water? To me, it's in the bathroom. Stuff is flying all over the place. I have a sponge next to every sink. Everyone just simply puts a sponge down and mops up their own water at the end of the day, and I have less housework to do. But I want to show you that tape one more time because I want you to understand the real science of this sponge. If you have an ordinary cellulose sponge next to your sink, you are actually harboring all of that. And guess what? It actually multiplies.
It's like a little petri dish.
It is exactly what it is. And there are so many pathogens in there you can't even believe. Stuff you can't pronounce. Switch to one of my sponges, and the difference is this. The sponge will inhibit the growth of molds and bacteria in and on the sponge for the life of the sponge, which is the equivalent of 15 ordinary sponges. That's number one. You don't have to buy, and I'm going to do this again because I want you to realize when you buy 12 of my sponges, which is what you're getting, you do not have to buy 180 ordinary sponges.
Oh my gosh.
And that's a lot of money.
And we fool ourselves, right? Because we rinse these out after we use them. But just because you rinse them out and they look clean doesn't mean that they are clean,
They're
right?
full of nooks and crannies.
Yeah,
of course
we know that.
Going to be in there.
And we kind of know that. I don't know in our minds. I think we're all guilty of just wanting to believe that they are clean. This one actually has the science built into it.
And independent laboratory tested, which means what you saw on that screen, what you saw on that tape, and that was prepared by the laboratory itself. My sponges are healthier, more economical, they're cleaner, they're easier to take care of. I don't want extra work. I don't want to have to clean the thing I clean with. So this is easy. Well, rinse it out, put it down. Next time you use it, it's like a brand new sponge.
I'm encouraging you to continue to call and shop with us for this.